How is today?
Fine.
Outstanding.
Boy, I tell you, you guys make me proud as an old man to know that you guys got it coming on right behind us old folk. Tell me what this situation means to you guys today.
Personally, to be able to be a part of such a historic event is just an honor because so many people have came before us to pave the way, and if you notice, they've had blood, sweat, tears, and death, as she mentioned today in her speech, and to be able to be just a small part of that legacy is a blessing, and to be able to see those people still here and still trotting on and leading the way just makes me feel like an outstanding individual to be a part of the African American race.
What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Strakaria Mitchell. I'm from Valley, Alabama, and I am currently a senior here at Tuskegee University.
Oh, very good. Girl, you look like you ought to be in high school. Good gracious. All right, interview that young lady for me. Tell me your part, young lady.
I feel that it is a great honor just to be a part of this event and a part of this race, because these people have done great things for us and have paved the road for us to follow.
I feel it is a great honor because I just feel so special to be around Miss Robinson because she did a lot for us and I really appreciate her.
All right, now, all of us have not been Mr. and Mrs. Boynton Robinson. Many of us, I believe, have failed you guys. Speak to that issue for me, each of you. Have we failed you to a degree, or have all of us taken care of business like that?
I definitely can't say that everybody is Miss Amelia Boynton Robinson, but I feel that each one of us have been given a special gift. We may not have come in full potential of receiving God's gift and portraying that gift, but yet and still we all have that gift waiting to be open. And as soon as the generation before us, the generation to come, realize what that gift is and how to utilize that gift, the epistemology of our African American race can be greatly expanded. So I'm not going to say anybody is a failure, but what I'm going to say is maybe we haven't come to the full potential of what we can be.
Well, you sure are nice to your former generations, because some of us have blown it. Go ahead.
I just feel that everybody has taken part. It just being proud of who you are can actually help with all of this, because just being proud of being an African American can really help and influence others to be proud to be an African American.
I feel that all of us have different ideas and different things we do different, and all of us will do the same as Miss Robinson helped us.
You know, I love my little men because they are coming along behind me. I've done the best that I could do to be the proper image, but too many of my young men are dropping the ball. And you young women seem to be full steam ahead. What's wrong with our young men these days? Are you going to be extremely nice to them too?
It's funny because we just had this discussion in class talking about our African American men and how most of our African American women are the breadwinners and the backbone of the African American society due to the lack of the participation of the black male. And personally, I can see that our males are struggling. To pinpoint that, I can't say that I can, because there's so many different struggles that each individual experience. So therefore I can't say, well, it's this, well, it's that. But what I think we have to overcome is that mentality that we have to be less, that we are the second citizen, that we are, unable to achieve those things. And I feel like as soon as our African American men get the mentality that although slavery happened, because a lot of time people want to put it back to slavery to say, well, during slavery the African American man was separated from the family, but yet and still whatever African American man was on that plantation, he was the provider for those women that was on that plantation. And during slavery we also had a lot of unity, and those are the things we're lacking today. So I feel like we really do need to work with our African American men, and a little prayer and a little faith in God, just maybe we can overcome that situation.
I just feel that the young men of today, some are just going through some phases, and sooner or later they will get strong, and sooner or later they will build up to be great young men. Regardless of what they are doing now, some of them are building up to be great young men.
All I have to say is we just put our trust in God and He'll take care of it.
All right, what do we need to do, young ladies, as adults to project a more positive image, a strong image as a unit for you young people?
Personally, I think everybody needs to be mindful of their actions. It's not necessarily anything that as a whole, but during my stay here at Tuskegee, coming into this community and leaving home, to me it seems like the older generation are more content now with the situations that are going on. And I feel like sometimes that, you know, they lack that old saying of just reaching out to a child, regardless of the fact that that's not your child and that child may be out of place. Back in the day, they would have stepped up and said, you know what, you're out of place. You know, yes ma'am, no ma'am, those things are starting to fade away. And I feel like demand your respect. You know, all children aren't raised the same, especially, you know, being here, I've seen that. But I feel like you have to demand that respect that, you know, you deserve. And with a little prayer and a little faith, you know, I do pray for the older generation, and I do feel like, you know, they've gotten a little comfortable, and they've gotten the mentality that, you know what, these children just out of control, they're different breed, we weren't like that, and they're not going to fool with us. But don't give up on us yet. Just have a little faith and be patient and work with us in hopes that we'll work with you as well.
Excellent. What must we do?
I think that the older generation should just reach out to us and not stereotype us, because yes, we are doing some things that we shouldn't do, but yes, you did things that you shouldn't do when you were our age too. So yes, we make mistakes, and yes, y'all did make mistakes, but I think that they should just, like she said, just reach out to us and be patient with us, because we are building to be great young men and young women.
I think that we should work together as a team, and the older generation and the new generation just work together, and we'll get everything all together and it'll be fine. While
you have that mic in your hand, give me some constructive advice for other young people. If you had the whole world of young people right in front of you today, what would you say to them? If you want to think about it, pass the mic and then we'll come back to you.
I would say don't give up, and always do what you feel is right, and just go for your dreams. Regardless of what other people say or think of you, you should always shoot for the stars and you will land them on the moon.
All right, now you going with your bad self there.
I think that we should, if I had the whole world in my hands, or the new generation, I would tell them just work together. If all of us work together and pull together, we'll get some big idea and everything just go good for us.
Unity is definitely needed. I'm right with you on that one.
If I could actually speak to my generation, I think I would first tell them is demolish the mentality that we cannot overcome situations that have already been overcame. Once we start to take a look at our society and look at the things around us, we have the world at our hands and our feet. And as soon as we realize that that door is waiting to be open, and stop waiting for that unknown hero, because as long as we're sitting there waiting for that unknown hero, who is going to be the person to come and rescue the world? We are those unknown heroes. Look within yourself and stop believing that you are less than anyone else. We all are put here by God, and He had a special plan for each and every last one of us. And once we realize what our position is here in life, then we can overcome all these obstacles and be a great generation that the world is hoping that we'll become.
As you guys move through society and you listen and you hear your fellow young people talk, what are the major mistakes we're making as parents today?
I think that the major mistake is that some parents aren't taking enough time to just sit down and talk and listen to their children. And just sit, if you sit and talk to your children, then sometimes they will open up and sometimes they won't, but eventually they will come out and let you know things. But you just have to take time and sit down and just listen and talk and just let them know that you appreciate them. And if you take time, then they'll take time, they'll give you time.
You got some poetry in you, don't you? Go on, Miss Poet.
I think that if our parents just listen to us and listen to ideas and stuff that we have, then maybe they'll learn stuff and we'll learn stuff from them, and they'll know, you know, what we think and we'll know what they think.
The major thing that I see wrong with parents today is discipline. You know, first off, you have to be disciplined. And instead of carrying on what their parents have given them, it seems to be a broken link now. We don't tend to get all those same values and morals that your parents passed down. And I feel like that generation, that legacy that we've been going strong with as African American people, at this point in time, that legacy, that link, that chain is being broken. And you know, like a lot of kids now, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to clean, they don't know how to do anything. We've come so far in technology, and I think they're starting to depend on technology instead of going back to the old things and the old tradition. Those things are still respected and valued and could be a great asset to all of us.